What's up, everybody? How you doing? Today, gonna show you one of the funnest things that I do and Brian Kaler does on a snowboard is being able to occasionally add in an awesome laid out extreme type carve, a laid out carve or extreme carve. It's a super fun thing. I wouldn't recommend it for every turn. There's certain conditions that you need to do it in. There's certain safety things. So Brian, let's do this.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, very first thing, safety. This is a big random carve that people aren't going to expect. We're going to take our own safety into our own hands and obey the 8th unofficial rule of the Carver's Almanac, and that is the uphill skier has the right of way. So we combine all the traditional rules that everyone below us has the right of way, and everyone above this has the right of way. So everyone has the right of way except us, because this is a big, gnarly turn, and if you're doing this regularly, you will get hit from behind. So let's be safe doing that. So we're going to be looking around a lot. Next, for safety, Brian and I use marine fabric vinyl on our sleeves. This slides on the snow versus grips. If you have a jacket that has a rough texture at all, your arm will be yanking back and you're likely to hurt yourself, and the turn's not going to be as glidey. Third, this is not a crashing down thing. We are going to really just gently bend. It's all about knees, knees, knees. Bending knees, bending knees, bending knees, and then on the turn, extending out like this, bringing it back like this. It's not a trust fall, flop, break your knees, hurt your wrist or anything. Next thing, we are going to take care of our fingers. We're only going to do this on velvety, smooth snow when the conditions are really good for it. When they're hard, chunky, icy, there's a lot of conditions that you don't want to be trying this on. It's not even safe to do it. So, but when the conditions are like this, a nice, perfect groomer day with velvety snow that's firm enough, but yet still soft, we're not using our fingers out. You can randomly hit bumps in the snow or chundery snow with ice chunks, and you could probably break your fingers, I guarantee it. So we're going to be grabbing our sleeve right here with a closed fist and using our forearm to be gliding right there. So at first you might want to be doing two hands on this side. Later, opening up like this. Actually a better technique that helps come out of the turn. So yeah, closed fist, grabbing the sleeve like that. And next, Brian and I also use Burton knee pads on my arms under this. I recommend this if you're going to be doing it regularly. He uses something else, but nonetheless some padding. I'll put a link to the Burton ones that I use. They're really nice, but yes, nonetheless, let's make sure we got this in our heads firmly. We're not crashing over. We're going to be looking around a ton, making sure it's clear to do this, and it's all about knees, 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 having an awesome toe side carve to begin with. Watch this tutorial first. If you haven't, if you can't make turns like this yet, you're not ready for this. But if you are making turns like that, then you're ready for this. Also, place your heel side, place your bindings all the way towards the heel side. That'll give you just a little extra clearance on your toe side edge, which you're gonna need for this. Most people, if you're having a bunch of overhang on your board, that's what's going. You're gonna be riding your boots rather than your board's metal edge. So that's why you gotta put your bindings towards the back, and wider boards are very optimal for this too. So all about knees, bent, 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 bent. During the toe side turn, get this, extend, bring it back. So knees down, extend, bring it back. It's really not that hard of a thing, but this is the techniques we use. Let's make some turns. All right, first thing, a deep toe side carve with the knees super bent. So let's have us both do one of those. All right, so for practicing this, we are going to baby steps into this. So one, just sit on the normal run, facing this way, back to down the fall line. Knees bent, get in that position, bring it back. Baby steps. So combining that with a carve is what our end goal will be. But now we got a completely open run. this is how we're going to just take our little baby steps into this, cutting across and doing a couple of those. It's not really much of a carve, but it will help with the technique for this. So let's keep it rolling and go. All right, the techniques and actually squatting down and laying it down really isn't that hard. 99% of it, I feel, is already having just awesome, clean, aggressive turns of numerous styles and being able to manipulate your carved turns any way you want. Brian obviously doing it right after less than 70 days on the mountain, and I know he watched a bunch of my tutorials, probably numerous times on the carving ones. What was kind of some of the things that made it click for you to be able to get those laid down ones?
Yeah, so the knee bend was so essential, because the first couple of times I tried it when I rode with him at Copper Nationals last year demoing the boards, I would try to just like fall into it, as demonstrated in some of the other videos, and it didn't really work. Bending the knees was crucial. Starting the turn earlier was also crucial. I'd say those were the two biggest things that helped me lock in those carves.
Yep. So, yep, I'd absolutely say that. Bending the knees massively, and yep, just having an awesome toe side carve. Next, actually, let's chat about this, because this really has taken mine to the next level, because it just slides. I have some other jackets that I've worn since doing this, and it's just like, holy shit, this was dangerous for me to be just doing it without this. So, how much did that help yours too?
Tremendously. After I got used to it, because you do have to get used to it. The first time I tried it with this and without the jacket, I almost slid right into the trees, because there's so little friction. I was not expecting to have near that reduction of friction. So once you get used to it, yeah, it changes the game.
So yep, I'd for sure try it, even if you got an old beat or hoodie jacket, or a hoodie or long sleeve shirt or beater jacket. Just like try something like this, and if you're wanting to do these type of carves, because it really does help. All right, let's take the next version of next is aiming the board down the hill just a bit, and you don't need a lot of speed for this. You can take it real mellow. Doing these at super high speeds, that's when the adrenaline will start kicking in and get the blood flowing, and that's what's super fun. But learning these nice and easy, slow, and just getting the feel for it. All right, as you can see, even with me, I'm not very flexible, but it's all about bending the knees massively. So let me show you the demonstration of that, knees all the way, doing it versus the more dangerous way and of hunching over and crashing down. And speaking of along those lines, how much we're not putting a ton of pressure on our arm, so try to be as gentle as you can. The technique is still part of the carve, so it's just kind of like a weird little balance point here versus like, don't be jamming on your elbows, on your shoulder. Be as gentle as possible with that. right, it has just gotten too darn busy to try to be doing these big turns out here. So we got to wrap this one up. But the last thing I want to talk about is once you are actually using the correct techniques and know you're doing it right, is really making that turn earlier and earlier and earlier. Because a late turn at high speeds, all of a sudden the turn's done. So you got to start to try to put some pressure ultra early into the C part of the turn. So hey, thank you for helping me with this video, Brian.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for watching. Happy shredding. Smash that like button if you loved it. And 3, 2, 1, kapla!